book friends, this is Kat. Welcome back to my channel. Right, so this is filmed a little later, so this video is going to come out a little later. I apologize for that, but it is my May TBR. I am very excited because I got to play my game once again. And I missed it this last month, but I enjoyed the series that I did, which was my 1 week, 1 shelf challenge series. I did go through 4 different shelves, and that's how I've been doing my reading. So before we jump in my last video for the 1 week, 1 shelf challenge, I mentioned that I was currently reading Brave by Sue Andrews, and I just want to kind of give you my quick review on it because I'm not going to do a wrap up for the month of April since I reviewed all the books that I did read from at the end of each episode or during the 1 week, 1 shelf challenge. So that's why I'm going to review Brave in this beginning part. Hi, Editing Cat here. So I'm actually going to talk about the book Brave just briefly. This book features Ahinoam, who is one of King David's brides. She is briefly mentioned in the Bible by name. And so there is a lot of interpretation within the book of who she was. And anyways, this story really follows her and King David, especially through the years of him being out in the wilderness. And I will say that this was a very emotional read. She was like, you know, his first wilderness bride. So when you see her life and how it could have looked like, especially when King David started taking on more wives, you can't help but feel for her. So I did enjoy, you know, really getting to know these characters, and it was really engaging. My only quip about it was, in my personal opinion, I felt like the reason or the justification of David taking on other wives, I just did not feel like it was something I agreed with. And yeah, so that's all I'm going to say about that because I don't really have much to say about it. So because of that, I did give this a 3.5 stars, which is still not a bad rating, but it's just something that I might not continue in this series. But I'm still planning on reading more from Sue Andrews. It's just this series is just probably not one that I'm going to enjoy. So just letting you know about that. And now let's go back to Past Cat. Let's go ahead and jump right on in to my first roll with roll number 1. All right, welcome back to the game board. I am going to play as this cute little purple unicorn. She's so cute. So I was actually gifted a bunch of little figurines by a student. So I will hopefully will get to show all of the ones throughout the year that I was gifted. So we're going on start. And let's go ahead and see what I'm getting for roll number 1. Okay, that's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Mother's Day. Roll number 1, I landed on Mother's Day. And so Mother's Day, the prompt is to read a book that is either a nonfiction, because mothers pass down wisdom to their children, and so I think nonfiction, or to read a book with a dual perspective because, you know, I thought of mother has a perspective and her children have a different perspective. So I'm going to go with the nonfiction route. So the book I picked is French Women Don't Get Fat by Marielle Guiliano. And this book I got at an estate sale, and I think what really drew me was really this yellow spine. And I have been working on my health journey by cutting back on a lot of my sugars and really kind of taking an interest in, you know, walks and movement, making sure that I am being mobile through my days. Not necessarily like working out, but more of taking those walks, you know, weeding the garden, all that stuff, like just movement in general. Because as a teacher, a lot of times I'm sitting down planning, or I'm just standing up in the classroom, not really like, yes, I'm walking around a little bit, but more likely than not, I'm just standing and it's not really movement, if that makes sense. So anyways, this one is basically about a woman who who comes from France, and she gains weight here in the States, and then I think she goes back to France, and I guess they're working on her health. And so this looks interesting. I skimmed through it and I noticed that it has recipes in this book, and I am very, I don't know, I think I might try to do a recipe. Says poppy seed rolls, and so that's kind of cool. But yeah, who knows? I might do one of these recipes. We shall see. So that'll be the first book on my TBR. Okay, let's go to roll number 2. Roll number 2. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A challenge square prompt. Roll number 2, I landed on a challenge prompt. So before I pull up the wheel, I am going to tell you the 2 books that I'm going to pin against each other if I do get a reading prompt. So the first book I have is Sabotaged by Dani Petrie, and this is the last book in her Alaskan Courage series. So you will follow the last brother, who is Reef, in this book. The next book I have is The Looking Glass Illusion by Sarah Ella, and this also completes a series. So let's go ahead and see if I will be reading a book or if I have to complete a non-reading prompt. Okay, so there it is, and I'm going to shuffle 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to go ahead and spin and see what we get. Okay, so this is Aurora and Philip. I feel like we got Aurora and Philip last time. I'm just going to double check, and if we did, I'm just going to spin again because, yeah. Okay, I got it last, like 2 months ago, so I'm going to respin again, guys. Close. Let's spin that again. Okay, Shan Yu. I feel like I might have gotten Shan Yu. Okay, guys, I actually got Shan Yu again, and I don't remember if I got it in March or if I got it last year, but I kind of want to get someone new. So I hope you don't mind if I spin it again. So what I'm actually going to do, guys, is I am going to take off the people who have already gotten selected, and hopefully we'll get someone new. Okay, guys, I took off the people who already got selected, so I'm going to spin again, and we're going to see who I do get. The dragon. Okay, so the dragon's prompt. Okay, so it is the largest number of pages. Oh, goodness. Okay, so I think I'm going to use Goodreads for The Looking Glass Illusion because that one's on audiobook. So this one has, Sabotage has 364 pages, and so let's see what I will get for The Looking Glass Illusion. So on my Goodreads, it says The Looking Glass Illusion has 336 pages, which means I get to read Sabotage by Dani Petrie, and I'm so excited because I really wanted to finish this series, so I will be completing it this month. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and see roll number 3. Roll number 3. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mother's Day again. Well, roll number 3, I got Mother's Day yet again. So Mother's Day, you know the drill. Either a nonfiction or dual perspective. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Until the Mountains Fall by Connellan Cassette, and this is book 3 in her, I think it's Cities of Refuge series, and I believe it's dual perspective because you're following Rivka and the male love interest. I can't remember his name, but you're following both perspectives. And from this series, Rivka, I think, is married to, or was married to, the brother of, I don't know his name. I'll put it here. But the brother dies, and now I think he will be the kinsman redeemer, and apparently he's always loved her. So, yeah, let's see what the next roll brings. Roll number 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's game. All right, this last roll, as you saw, I finished the game, which is crazy because I only have 3 books on my TBR. So, but you know what? I'll take it. May is pretty busy because it is the end of the school year. There's field day, testing, projects. My 6th graders have this thing called clap out, which basically is like they go through the school and all the kids are cheering for them, and they're like high-fiving kids and teachers because it is their last year in that building. I teach in a school where 6th grade is considered elementary, and then they move into the junior high school. And so it's kind of like this big celebration on the last day. Anyways, so May is going to be pretty busy. It's also my husband's birthday month, as well as Mother's Day and a slew of other birthdays, and the Memorial Day weekend. So it is going to be a very busy May. With that being said, 3 books should be easy. So now I'm going to talk about what I will be reading for Alma's Challenge. So Alma's Challenge, I have to read a book either published or set in 1950s. And so I decided to pick a book published in 1953, I think. I'll put the date here. But I'm going to read 12 Angry Men, which is a play. And the only reason I picked this is because as I was looking for books to read, and I saw this, I remembered in my high school class, it was my sophomore year, where we watched the video for 12 Angry Men, and it was such an impactful video that when I saw this, I immediately wanted to read this. So basically, this is about a court case where this young boy is put on trial, and the jurors, have to come with a decision whether to find the boy guilty or not. And it was an 11-1 vote finding the boy guilty. Now, it had to be a all or nothing vote. That one juror basically, without spoiling it, starts to give his reason why he has a shadow of a doubt with the young boy being guilty, and then it just kind of cascades more and more as you're looking at the evidence and finding out like the different jurors' perspectives, why they feel like the boy was guilty. And it was just interesting, and it was very fascinating, and I enjoyed the movie so much. So I'm putting this one on there. Now for my challenge, which is the Biblical Retelling Challenge, I have you guys pick from the Prophet. So that's what May's about. It's to read a book from the prophets, whether it's the 12 major prophets or the 12 minor prophets. And so I'm going to go with a major prophet, and I'm going to read the book of Daniel for May. And the book that I will be reading for my fiction read is Of Fire and Lions by Nisu Andrews. And this is the second book in her Isaiah's Legacy series, I believe. That's what it's called. So yeah, this is a story about Daniel and the lion's den. And again, I'm very much interested in continuing this series, and I'm kind of wondering how that's gonna all fit Isaiah, but I can't wait to jump into that. Okay, so that's what I'm planning to do in May. And because I'm trying to get this video up, if I decide to do any readathons, then I will just make another video later on. This month, I'm also not going to be doing my Around the World challenge. I am missing that, but I am going to do a Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge vlog for the spring months. So April, May, and June. And so that's going to be a vlog. So I think I can only handle one vlog right now. So keep your eyes out for that if that interests you. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I will see you guys in another video. Bye.